Were there juice balls in Arlington?
That's another conversation. Manfred wanted a
Was there
series.
some Goldilocks balls in Arlington? Back to Beyond the Diamond. It's good to be back. Good to be home. We got producer Josh from behind the camera, on the mic today.
Dez is back
on the aisle. I am back. I was on a little hiatus throughout the South, seeing Texas play Alabama. You can check out my Twitter to see all my thoughts and reactions to that. It was a lot of fun.
It was very controlled, and you were having a great
I'm here.
time.
I wasn't arrested.
You didn't get killed.
There was a lot of people that asked if I got arrested. I'm just so used to being the bad boy, man.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a time. Obviously, when Texas wins, it's better. I'm not saying Texas is back, but
I'm sure everybody listening to this agrees with that.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there's nobody that's like hates the Longhorns. It's the Astros podcast, by the way.
This episode is brought to you by Big City Wings, Apollo's Wing Joint, Houston's Wing Joint. Speaking of football and the Astros, go to Big City Wings. They have specials throughout the weekend. The Gridiron special on Saturday is one of my favorite. Kickback, all the big screens. They have all the games. Check them out. We're eating there 2-3 times a week. So shout out to Sam and everyone over at Big City Wings. And a new sponsor.
Get yourself some chicken and waffles, man. I love
those chicken. You do slam those chicken and waffles.
I get them every time.
Almost. I've been on a burger kick at Big City lately.
With that bun.
Jalapeno cheddar sourdough bun. Okay. Just bury me in that.
Anyway, bury me in
bury me in the jalapeno.
Bury me in the bun.
Cheddar sourdough bread. And a new sponsor, Celebrity Mint. This one's really fun. We can't really talk about a lot right now about Celebrity Mint as they are gearing up for a big time announcement. So we call it tease in the radio business and video business. But super proud to be connected with them. Doing a lot of big things with them throughout this push of playoffs and Rockets and Texans, and that's super excited to see what
Celebrity Mint.
Celebrity Mint. Follow them on Instagram and TikTok.
It's at Celebrity Mint.
At Celebrity Mint. Okay. We'll drop them down below in the comments. But shout out to them. And the Astros have dropped the last 2 games to the Oakland Athletics.
Worst team in baseball. A lot of fun to talk about today, huh?
Yeah, great episode to come back to. Not like Rome has been burning online. Josh, is this hat still gold?
Yeah,
still gold.
That's a gold color.
Still gold. Yeah, okay, yeah. So they're still champions.
Yeah, they are champions, and they are still in first place. So.
Look, losing to Oakland, 100% should not be happening, but it is. Also, the parody of Major League Baseball sports in general, you just can't roll out of bed and beat teams. You have to show up.
No,
you have to have an approach, and you have to be there because the other team's gunning for you. I guarantee you, Oakland, Kansas City, the Mariners, Orioles, and D-backs, who we all left, are like, let's make sure the Astros are in Cabo.
Yeah, well, they have nothing to lose. It's September, so they've called up a lot of young, hungry players that are, they don't care what the record is. They're going out to ball, and so they got nothing to lose. Doesn't mean it's excused. Like, you should still beat them. But I think the Astros we've always known the Astros have always had an issue with playing down to their opponent.
100%.
Where maybe it's a little lackadaisical, maybe it's a little cocky, and like you just assume, you're just like, oh, I don't have to be 100% because they're an easy team, and like, it's all right. Bregman's got me, or Tuve's got me. Somebody's gonna get, and then then you're in the 8th inning and you're down by 4, and you're like, shit. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think they're going out. I don't think it's that black and white. I think it's
baseball.
It's baseball. And as many people have pointed out online, the Astros also got swept by the A's in 2017 and 2022. What that means, I don't know, but it does mean that a good championship winning team has been swept by them before. Obviously, 2017, they were a better team, but last year they were ass and they swept us. So things happen.
Look, you have an opportunity for the rest of the week to win the week still by beating Oakland today and then taking care of business on the road at Kansas City, where the Astros feel like they're a completely different team on the road than being at Minute Maid Park.
This is being filmed on the 13th on Wednesday.
Yes.
So it'll be dropped on Thursday.
I think the other side too is that you have to give credit to some of these Oakland pitchers where the Miller kid was filthy, throwing
He was
101
nasty. I mean,
with
what
the slider breaking off. The other
Wallachek.
cat, Wallachek coming in, and then yesterday, I think as well, what Kansas City's what it looked like, and it might have just been my perspective because I didn't get to watch baseball over the weekend, and watching these two games made me throw up, but you get in this flow state sometimes, and it just felt like this pitcher was in a rocking chair. He's like, "Here's my fastball.
Yeah.
Here's my changeup. Here's
They
my
were just
fastball,"
like,
and there's feeling
they were
his
just a
own,
little bit
and then-
off. They were just off, and then they weren't able to. I think the Astros do struggle when a pitcher is on their game plan and throwing strikes.
Yeah, if you're
Because what the Astros are best at is working a count, making you walk them, and then capitalizing on mistakes. But if you're throwing strikes and you're not making mistakes, that's where
that's baseball.
that's
just,
baseball.
That's just
I mean,
baseball right
you could
there.
have a team full of Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Maybe not Barry. I mean, he's Barry Bonds, but a team full of all-stars. And if the pitcher is on their game plan, throwing strikes, not making mistakes, and tunneling their pitchers correctly, I mean, there's
And then
not
by
a
the
whole
way,
lot you can do.
on offense, you start pressing because
Yeah.
oh, I'm hitting it right at everyone. Oh, I got to be aggressive because if I'm not, it's already 0-2 because he's
Yeah.
filling up the zone. So you kind of get in
And
this.
there was a few. I mean, there was. I don't know how many. I didn't count them all, but there was a good amount of deep fly balls to center that the Astros hit, and it just seemed like they were just a little off. They were just missing it.
Were there juice balls in Arlington?
That's another conversation. Manfred wanted a
Was there some
series.
Goldilocks balls in Arlington?
Yeah.
But to be completely serious, it just they executed a game plan, and losing sucks. Losing in Oakland sucks. The other side, look, it's the inexcusable side is you're trying out your 1 and 2. You're trying your horses out, and you're dropping those games.
Yeah.
That's
Framber didn't have a horrible game. Verlander didn't have a horrible game. He gave a couple solo pops, but still went 7 innings.
I'm done. I'm done with the personal center fielder.
Oh yeah.
Look, I love Dubon. Everything he's done this year has been what they thought maybe Hensley was going to do or someone else was going to do.
Yeah.
He's been able to step up
He's been
and be utility guy.
great as your utility bench guy.
The route in center field on that, and I think that swings a game right there. It's going to be very minimal in the win probability. You make that catch, he tags up to third. Now there's 2 outs. Even if you get a single in, it just the wheels fell off right after that. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying Jake and Chaz are going to run that down and be camped, but the odds of them getting a good route and jump on that ball are probably
specifically
higher.
Chaz. Chaz always has great routes. Jake is a little back and forth on his routes, but
Yeah,
I think Chaz McCormick.
I'll give my Hall of Famer and my ace Framber, the Hall of Famer JV ace Framber, their personal catcher forever. Their baseball players are creatures of habit, and I know that I lived it. I was a part of it, but the personal center fielder is kind of where I'm starting to draw the line because it's about outs. It's about outs right now. It's about wins. I don't care if the Astros beat Oakland 2-1 tonight and it took 20 innings.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters on September 13th is wins. I don't care if you win by 50 or you win by 1. You just win the damn ball game. So that's where I'm kind of upset about.
Our run differential this month is probably crazy. It's probably it's probably
a
like
roller coaster.
Our run differential in this month is probably plus 30, maybe, but we're 5-5. So I mean, it doesn't matter if you win 3 games 11-2, but if you keep losing these 4-0 games, then it doesn't matter.
And we'll shift to some other topics on that's kind of populating Astros Twitter, Astros X, whatever you want to call it. And it starts with the batter's eye. I've been screaming about the batter's eye since we started this company. I heard it. I think there's a soundbite I'll try to go find where it was a Sunday night, Astros game, Astros Angels. I think it was 2 years ago. And Mike Trout is like, I can't hit here. I can't see the ball. And when the best player in baseball, especially at that time too, is like, I can't hit here.
I think it's proven by his numbers too.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I think I sent it to you guys.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
It's like he's batting like 225 or something in his career at Minute Maid Park.
I think it's just player to player, and maybe it's something to do with the more you see it, the more it's an issue.
Yeah,
because the visiting teams, obviously, like not everybody has issues. But
and look, Dana Brown today on Brian's show on 790 with Sean Salisbury, their weekly bit, like he was like, some of the guys have talked to about it, but Dana kind of pushed back and saying we won here last year. True, 100%. But I would like a batter's eye that's optimized. I really would. Like,
yeah.
And look, maybe it's the flip side where your pitchers pitch better here, and that's what you want to do, and you don't want a ballpark where balls are flying out.
Sure, yeah, but whatever leads to more wins. I like you said earlier. I don't care if we win 2-1 or 7-6. Like, a win's a win, and if that's what we need, if we need to change something in the offseason to win more games at home, I mean, look at their road record. If they were even half as good at home as they have been on the road, pick up 5 games, the division's over.
Oh, yeah.
Division's over. They might win 100 games, but they've been just, I think, are they dipped under 500 at home now? Or are they right at 500?
I think we're right at 500.
That's awful.
Bad. That's
bad.
awful.
It's
bad.
For how good this team is. That's awful.
Bad.
Yeah.
There's no way around saying that sentence without saying bad at the end.
Yeah.
The other conversation that's traversing Twitter is the Dusty discourse and the lineup discourse.
We could talk about Dusty for 2 hours.
This is where I have a real big problem. I think it's just where we are as a human race with the power of the internet. You can have an opinion one way or the other about Team Dusty or not Team Dusty. You can have an opinion on the optimization of a roster and how it's being deployed. You can have an opinion on it doesn't matter what side you fall on. And I think there's 2 camps and there's everyone else in the middle.
Yeah.
Where I do have problems is Joe Blow 92, 67, 45 is saying senile and disgusting things about Dusty Baker and players.
Or about Martin. Martin posted about, people sending slurs and like shit to him personally. Yeah. I'm like, and about his family and stuff. Like, that's never okay. This is baseball. It's we are all passionate about the game. We all want to win. Attacking somebody personally is just like, one that does nothing other than it might hurt your team. You want your team to win. Maybe attacking one of the guys that's going to be on the field in a big moment, you're trying to make him feel worse. Yeah. How's that going to help us win?
And look, these losers don't signify the entire fan base.
No, not at all.
It's just it's amplified due to what social media is.
Yeah.
And I think that both sides, whatever can't, wherever you stand, are not fueling this fire of all these trolls doing this. I think there's a disconnect between both sides because it's become so either right or wrong. Yeah. And there's nothing anyone on the internet, me, you, any account, anyone is going to change anything about what goes on in that locker room. No. What the manager's putting on the board. So it's almost just like
it's just yelling,
shouting into the emptiness of vacuum.
Yeah.
And then
we
you
can
have
debate it all day, but Dusty's not going to see one of our tweets and be like, you know what? Maybe I will adjust a lineup. Yeah. Like, that's not how this works.
And I think the thing that it's disgusting seeing that accounts are going after players' wives, with racial sayings, racial slurs, derogatory comments, and things about their family. Like, that's just fucking bullshit. So it really fired me up seeing that this morning. It's not a reflection of this fan base. It's not a reflection of the city, but just these fucking losers out there. But the other side is the optimization of the death lineup. And we saw the death lineup Sunday. They won 12-2. Obviously, that shift with Oakland when you're running your 1-2 out, and Maldi is a catcher for Framber Valdez and Justin Verlander.
And I don't think it would have made the difference. I mean, maybe Diaz sparks a lineup on a Monday, but you still have Monday's lineup was the exact same as the death lineup on Sunday, just Correct. Switching Maldi for Diaz.
You have to
execute. That 1 through 8 should still have executed. Yeah. So it's not just on that.
And I think I'm okay with the death lineup being employed the other 60% of the rotation.
Yeah,
and exactly. I think we'll see that here over the last.
We said earlier in the year, our ideal rotation or our deal split between Maldi and Diaz is either 50-50 or 60-40 because of, he catches Framber, he catches JV. Then it wasn't JV, but he catches two of the guys, and then Diaz catches the other three. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But then still, if that's happening, people still will bitch on the 2 days that he catches JV and Framber, because unfortunately they're back to back. I mean, not fortunately, unfortunately, but you see two straight days where Maldi's catching and people get upset. And it's just,
I think just down this stretch, just need to win. And
winning cures everything. We know
winning does cure everything. You have it's funny. I think you just keep having this kind of reliance on a JP France or a Hunter Brown or a Christian Javier to be a stopper, and we're kind of coming to that impasse because you drop games with Framber and you drop games with Justin Verlander. Now you need someone else to step up. That other than JP France, the Hunter Brown and Javier seasons have not been what they probably have wanted this season. So
no.
Look,
I mean, the pitching as a whole
100%.
has been, even though it's mostly the same rotation, it's been worse than it was last year.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunate, and that's probably a combination of fatigue and the league having a book on guys like Javier now and Brown. Like, it happens. League adjusts to you, and you have to adjust back.
100%.
But I don't going into the playoffs. I have faith that they can figure it out for a single game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like a single game 3. If Javier's starting, I feel like they take everything they've learned from the season. They take whoever their opponent is. I trust our pitching staff, our pitching coaches, and the analytics team to know exactly how to attack, exactly what to do for Javier, what he should throw, how he should throw it. And I trust that in a big game like that, Javier now has experience and he can execute.
Yeah.
So I'm not as worried going to the playoffs, but this next stretch of 2 weeks, we have to execute.
The lead of 2.5 now to 1.
Yeah.
And we'll wrap up. I saw a really good tweet, and this is kind of the Twitter discourse from John Gannado, who's the godfather of Houston radio and sports coverage, and he's on ESPN 97.5 every morning with our guy Lance Zierlein, and he tweeted, "I'm at the game. Maldonado waited after the Dubon double, looking in the dugout to see if he would get pitch hit for, but the word never came, and he finally walked to the plate. Even he knew he shouldn't have batted there." It almost feels like Dusty wants to defend the title with his vets and his guys. Like, and you can argue till the cows come home. If that's what he wants to do, that's what's going to happen, and you just got to rally behind it. There's nothing that we can do. We're not the ones drawing the lineup.
And we like, full disclosure, we've hung out with Dusty. We think he's great. We love him.
Tequila with Dusty.
Yeah, he's awesome. But we still can disagree.
100%.
We can we're not like we're not dick riding Dusty here. We can disagree that I think Diaz should have pinch hit.
1,000%.
There's I don't like Dubon as center all the time like that. But there's a difference between disagreeing and just being vile online.
And I think with John's tweet, and he nailed it. I think this is the game plan. If you're gonna trot out Framber and JV game 1 and game 2, if you win and if you make the playoffs, that once they're done, once they're out, Diaz is in.
No, and
you've been saying that's the way to optimize it on those days.
But I can see where Dusty is saying we need to get Maldonado as many big at bats now, leading up to October as we can.
But
he's ready.
I feel like if a big at bat is happening in the 8th or 9th inning with Maldi up, it's a quick hook to Diaz or someone on the bench.
It should be. I just mean, like,
why are we not doing it now?
But if it happens in the 3rd inning and he's still catching, but we have bases loaded, you want you want to give him as many looks as you can. But also he's a vet, so he shouldn't need looks like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where he's coming from. Obviously, I disagree with it, but he's the manager. He makes those decisions, and we got to live with it and win games.
Yeah, so we'll wrap up the episode on a lighter note. The Astros I'm going to say are going to win tonight, avoid the sweep, and then we'll sweep Kansas City. I think
I see that as well. Anytime they have these talks, they said JV talked to the team last night. I think anytime they have these talks, unfortunately, we've had to have so many in the past month. There's been like one a week.
A lot of talks.
But if that's what it takes to turn things around and win, then I don't care. They can have a talk every night. You know, I don't care what the optics look like as long as they're winning. I would agree. I think they win at least 3 of the next 4, if not, sweep the Royals and win tonight.
Yeah, I agree. So that's the episode.
Yeah,
Beyond the Diamond.
Yeah, we're gonna be we're testing out doing a little shorter episodes, dropping 2 instead of dropping one long one. See how it goes. We might go back to just doing a long one. I don't know. I don't even know how long this has been. I can't see the time.
Yeah,
so
me neither.
But yeah, thank you for watching and listening. I'm Josh. That's Dez. We will see you next time.
Love you guys.